difference, biology, genetics, and DNA. How do I exchange related to each discipline? Biology. Your biology changes continuously. It is the nature of the bodies and the lower realms. About every 7 years, all of the cells in your physical form undergo death and rebirth. Although the DNA pattern remains relatively constant. During the galactic shift, the DNA pattern will be mutated by the EM field's fluctuations. This will cause your body to go through various ascension symptoms. That's what we are going right now as well, as you call them. So that's why many people don't know, end up in the hospital, and well, end up dead. Instead of just wait to see and pass. But many people hypochondriac, they cannot stay without medical help and medication, so they go because they don't know how to deal with the natural symptoms of changes. Some of you will experience extreme fluctuations in energy, ranging from manic depressive mood, which can happen to any of us, even if you have no psychological issues causing these feelings. Others will experience flu-like symptoms, and a lot of sinus problem, with no apparent evidence of any invading organisms, bacteria or viruses. Most of you will experience tingling and rushes of energy from time to time. So people don't know what's going on. They will say, "Oh, new virus is coming," and many times this is not the case. And right now they say they are seeing a sound around, and the sound is somewhat making them feel unease and ill. But maybe again, this is for it's come from these beings, and it make part of their agenda, their plan, and make part of their project. What you are feeling is not the actual increase in energy or frequency, but rather the body's resistance to the increase in the energy or frequency. Higher frequency vibrations are not felt in the traditional sense by the body. The highest levels of energy are very pure, clear, and clean. You will feel a sense of expansion and clarity, along with immense levels of love and compassion. Your physical form will eventually feel more energetic, more of the time, most of the time. It will require less sleep. To me, I'm having more sleep because I go sleep late. I cannot sleep at night, and I end up sleeping late, and I find it difficult for me to wake up in the morning. Sometimes you might experience periods where you seem to be tired a lot. Yeah, it happened to me, and I wish to sleep long hours. Correct, but not in my case because I nevertheless sleep very little. But this is only transition period. Your body may wish to be awake when your society says it should be sleeping. That's my case. Anyway, I'm a night person. I'm not a morning. I'm a night, and vice versa. If you have regular work hours, this will create a bit of difficulty. Ideally, your life needs to be structured in such a manner as to allow your body to go through erratic sleep patterns and adjust to the new frequencies of the galactic shift. Okay, so be warned and be aware that this is transitory and it will pass. There's nothing wrong with you, but if you are concerned, nevertheless, if you have any chronic disease, go see your doctor. Nevertheless, but as for me, I wouldn't, not anymore. Generics. I went last year and I regret. I regret my move. I should have waited. Because I have waited for 2 weeks and no improvement, so I went to seek medical help. Just to find out what was wrong. Generics. One aspect of human biology that is at the forefront of your research is the field of genetics. Your scientists pride themselves on having figured out a great deal of the genome matrix. However, they are really only scratching the surface of how the DNA works. Most of them have dismissed of half of the configurations as junk DNA or others, meaning that they think it has no use or value. What they need to admit to themselves is that they simply do not know what the vast majority of the DNA is for. They do not understand its function. If human beings were to observe closely how the natural world works, they would soon discover that nature does not make junk. Everything in the natural world has a purpose. It might be a rudimentary or very simple purpose, but it's a purpose nonetheless. We, your teachers who engineered your DNA over 100 million years ago, will assist in enlightening you about the purpose of the junk DNA. You have approximately 10 to the 108th power possible configuration of your DNA. This number is trillions of times larger than the number of atoms in your known universe. This number comprises the DNA in one human being and even in one animal or plant for that matter. Why would the Creator make something with such a vast potential if it had no use? Don't know. DNA codes and keys. Who knows? Maybe for you guys it has use, but for us we choose to perceive it in the other way. Maybe what works for you all, who is the master of engineering, for us would not serve any purpose. DNA codes and keys. When the Creator commissioned us to engineer the human form, we did not create the complexity and vast number of configurations. We only learned how to harness what the Creator had made and proceeded. Who is the Creator? Who is Him? Had made and proceeded to catalyze the process of creation within the strands of DNA by firing the codes and keys that made up the strands. In some of our messages, we will go into a bit more detail on how this is done. But for now, we will not go too far into the technical details. Suffice, of course, you wouldn't give away your formula after all. You don't want to lose your profession, your merchandise, your know-how, right? If you have a business and then you know the formula on how to create certain thing, would you give it away? Unless you have 10,000 fold in return, you wouldn't give it away. You wouldn't give away the formula. You keep secret for you, and all it is goes for all the recipe, all the formula that you know. Will not give out like this easily. Suffice to say that life begins with the undifferentiated source energy of God, which the atoms, just as the atoms, please be sincere, frank, and honest. And then gradually differentiates that energy into geometric patterns called DNA. codes and keys. These are codes and keys of some divine natural warning. See, the DNA codes and keys are arranged into molecules of organic elements which are then chained together in such a way as to cause replication of the desired features, in this case bodily attributes. This oversimplified is the basis for the growing of organic tissue, including the human body. As the sperm activates the egg during conception, the DNA codes and keys trigger growth and replication of the pre-programmed patterns contained within the codes. As the process continues, the familiar looking organs and tissues develop and you have an embryo. Locked within the tiny embryo are all of the codes and keys necessary to grow a full-sized, full-featured human being. Contained within a large portion of the DNA codes and keys are the etheric memories and ancestral patterns of the bloodline of the parents of the emerging child. And everyone gets 50-50 of their parents, of each their parents, 50 of the mother, 50% of the father. And the grandchildren get 25%, and the grandchildren children another few percentage, and from there on will decrease for each generation. The parents of the emerging child. This is your scientists know fairly well. What they do not understand is that within the junk portion of the DNA codes and keys lies the memory of the soul's past lives. No, 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 no. You mean our ancestral past lives, right? Because each one of us carries one code of our ancestors' past lives, going back to maybe 70 generations. Parallel lives and lives on other worlds. In essence, the entire history of the soul since its emergence from the Godhead many millions of years ago. Also contained within the DNA codes and keys is the program that triggers ascension. Evolution does not stop with a fully formed human being, but continues up the ascension spiral until eventually you all become beings of pure light. All this is contained within the enormous number of configurations of the DNA. The codes and keys determine how and when the patterns will recombine and reform. Your free will affects the formation and growth of the DNA molecules, and you can mutate your own DNA by simply willing it to be so. If your will is trapped within ego desires, these mutations will tend to cause disharmony and disease. If, however, you have learned to move beyond the trappings of the ego and into a co-creative state with your higher selves, the mutations caused by the exercise of your free will can cause the DNA strands to accelerate not only your ascension but your psychic and intuitive abilities, as well as numerous other abilities and creative urges of which you are currently unaware. DNA strands. In some of our earlier teachings, we described the various strands of DNA and what they are for. To briefly summarize, you have 24 strands of DNA arranged in 12 pairs. There is one pair for each density level of experience. Your scientists are only able to detect the pair that corresponds to the third density level of vibration or the physical. As you go up the ascension spiral and begin vibrate at the higher densities, you activate the dormant strands that correspond to those higher densities. In addition, you have four strands that correspond to fourth and second density. So a third density human, a 3D human, has six strands activated, and a fourth density human has eight strands activated. We had more. We had more. Long time ago, our ancestors had much more than that. You have predestined activation programs built into your DNA that automatically ignite the dormant strands once you reach a certain point in your evolution. The master template of ascension is one such program. The relationship between predestiny and free will is very complex. I understand. Of course, and always predestiny almost did not wins, unfortunately. So you mock free will. You mock because there's no such thing as a free will if predestiny always wins over free will. We try and cannot get. But for some, they keep on banging on. It's like water, keep on banging on hardy rocks until it makes a hole. But we will sum it up as follows. There is a pre-programmed set of codes and keys within your DNA that tells you how and when your ascension will unfold. And then you have the free will to alter the sequence and timing of events significantly. You can delay it or speed it up. You can allow it to unfold according to the highest and best learning opportunities for the soul, or you can choose a path that leaves the soul feeling unfulfilled. You can make it relatively simple and straightforward, or you can make it difficult and complex. Your soul, as in she, has infinite patience and will wait while you experiment with different scenarios, different experiences, traumas and problems and this and that. But there is a limit as to how much you can delay the inevitable course of evolution. Within the current divine dispensation, those limits have been predefined. Earth herself is going through a shift in her planetary DNA and has already made the choice to ascend in the fourth density world. Oh, that means that you're going to become invisible. This means those minerals, plants, and animals that currently reside on her surface will also undergo a major shift, as will the humans that choose to remain with her. Contrary to the beliefs of some of you, a fourth density world is not devoid of first, second, and third density life. It simply has as its dominant life form the fourth density expressions of self. Those organisms and life forms that do not match the higher frequencies of fourth density, whether they be minerals, plants, animals, or humans, will depart the earth plane. Mm. So those organisms and life forms that do not match the higher frequencies of fourth density will have to leave to another 3D planet, because as I say, since 2018 or 2017, I already knew it since 2014, they are changing this planet, and they will make a bioman and a bio something something, unfortunately. So this will be a false density, and maybe, you know, for those and the 3D is still gonna remain invisible. So Dulce, who has what it needs to be here, they will remain here, others will go. There's nothing wrong with it going, because nevertheless, whether you're 4D or 3D, you're going to die somehow, some way, somehow, someday. So do not worry about that. If after your death, you'll have to go to 3 or 4D density. Doesn't matter. Whether they be minerals, plants, animals, or humans, will depart the earth plane. Actually, most of the minerals and some of the plants will remain, but the genetic structure will change. A smaller portion of the animals will remain. Most likely about one-fourth of those originally patterned for 3D density on Earth. As with many 3D humans, those animals that are not able to hold the vibration of fourth density Earth will move into their spirit form and reincarnate on a planet that is more appropriate to their level of vibration. Not all planets that receive 3D humans will also receive animal forms. Oh! No, 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 no. I want to go to the animals. I want the animals. No way. Don't take me away from the animals and plants. I don't want. I want 3D world. I want 3D earth. I want 3D animals. I want 3D humans. Oh, not humans. I mean animals and plants. Some remedial 3D planets will have a great abundance of animal life. Good, that's good, so I will go there, while others will be largely devoid of animal life. I don't want that. No animal life for me. I rather commit suicide. Okay? No, no, I don't want that. I want animal. I want dogs, cats, goat, chicken, but not to eat, to have them. Animals can be great teachers of love. Sure, they are the best companion you can ever have in life. Of course, they have their moment of how to say inconsciency. When right now, though, my cat scratched me on the eye, but it's okay, because I want, it's already almost 1 o'clock. She want to go out. She already have just come back home, and so did have her daughter, her 3 years old daughter. So I carry her daughter, and she got jealous, and so I carry her also because I want to go out of here. She wanted to go out again. I said, okay, let's go again. And after mommy come back to you. I carried her, and she angry and jealous of her daughter, scratched me on my eyes. But when I pretend to cry, they become very so sad. Look at me, so like compassionate and regretful. But it's okay. Animals don't know. Animals can be great teachers of love and compassion. They may volunteer to be of service to humans, who need to acquire these qualities on another 3D planet. Yeah, and I want that. I want my animals. Don't take them away from me. No, 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 no. Don't take them away from me. You can already see evidence of animals departing Earth as you look at the rapidly declining number of species on your world. So you see all this devastating strong floodings and uh, not natural but um, on purpose caused uh, calamities and disasters that have is occurring right now, like earthquake and all these ecosystem disasters. Don't blame men, don't blame nothing else. This is done by these beings, okay? This is on purpose. I already knew it long time ago. That's why I rather keep my mouth shut than go around as a sick religionist blaming people because God is punishing, because God's taking. They are not punishing. They have other plans for earth. Is it that difficult for you who are judging people to understand this? Why so difficult? Because you want to still remain in your same vibration like before, in your second D vibration, second density vibration of mentality. You need to blame other people. You need to blame the victims of the floods. Yeah, they do this a lot in Brazil, and among the Arabs also, the Muslims and the Brazilians. They are blaming people for those floods that are provoked by extraterrestrials. I knew it long ago, since I remembered about the uh, um, extraterrestrials. Okay, since I remember that I have seen them in force at 1972 and 1983, I start to recall everything. By 2012, I knew that everything that is happening here, they have a hand on it. Some appear to be dying from pollution or overpopulation of humans. Yeah, and the people cutting down trees. Correct, but other than that, also they are dying just like this naturally or by disasters, ecological disasters, while others seem to be disappearing due to climate change. However, the vast majority of the species that are disappearing are ones that cannot or will not adjust to the change in frequencies. And so they will take up residency on another third density planet, and those will be the carnivore animals. Yeah, carnivore. Will be recycled back into the Godhead and emerge in a new form. No, no, don't take them away. Don't take them. No, no. Put them into another earth, in another kind of planet, but don't take them. Don't take away the dogs. Don't take away the cats. Don't take them away. Don't take away the birds. Then, like, this is better. Don't exist anymore. If I have to live a life like them, without them, I rather go back to Godhead. Don't bring me anymore into birth. Don't bring, because I don't want that. I have a very strong connection and a love and compassion towards animals and nature. The evolution of plants and animals is not going to be explored in detail at this time. Instead, we'll say a few words about the activation of your ascension template. Again, some of this information has been given before, but if you need to refresh your memory, triggering your ascension template. The actual date of the activation of your master template was originally set by your soul, and in many cases, this predestined event was arranged before you came into embodiment. However, due to the complex interaction of free will and predestiny, the date can be altered somewhat. If, after having incarnated on earth, you discover that the soul lessons and experiences are much harder than anticipated, so now what? Or require more time than originally allotted, the date of activation can be postponed. What? Wait a minute. If after having incarnated on earth, like me right now, of course, a long time ago, I have seen that they have given me a terrible a script to follow. You discover that the soul lessons and experiences are much harder than anticipated or require more time than originally allotted. The date of activation can be postponed. That means that these people will keep on suffering rather than be activated. But for activate for what? For what? It serves what purpose? I mean, will it service whom? We as a species or your agenda? This is what I want to know. On the other hand, if you progress as a soul, it's going much smoother than anticipated. A rarity in this turbulent world, which is very difficult to find people without problem, without traumas. The date can be moved up. Strange all that. There are a number of methods that can speed up the ascension process, including the channels ascension activation meditation. I don't need that. What matters, dude, is what you are. You know who you are. Damn it, your consciousness. See, do what's right. You already have this program. Do what's right. Doing this is bad. Killing nature is bad. You don't need to go through meditation and this and that to activate. No nonsense. I don't need that. Sorry. I don't need. And after I die from here, I just want to either cease to exist or go in a planet where there's only dogs and cats. That it's no meat and no fish. If you choose to get involved in a triggering process such as the meditations, we urge you, I don't need that, I don't want, we urge you to be careful and listen closely to your inner guidance. Is to ascend your kundalini. You can die on the process. If you want to die, then die. Yeah, your body will die, then you go to fourth dimension. You want ascension, don't you? So go and do this extreme kundalini kind of stuff, and you go straight first to hell. Get a ticket direct to the purgatory in hell before you go to be placed in somewhere else, your soul, of course. While most techniques have built-up safeguards, as does your soul, it's supposed to move too fast and trigger your ascension template before you are ready. You see? There are unfortunately some techniques being taught around the world that move souls too quickly into the ascension pattern, and then your soul cannot take, you end up leaving your body for good. So, where you want to do, up to each one. I myself, I cannot bother. I wouldn't care less. Nobody, it's not me, it's not my body. So, you want to do your kundalini, go ahead, do. But watch out. Say bye-bye to earth. Generally, what happens if a soul moves too fast is that the lower parts of the self rebel and create illness in the body and the slash or emotions. In some cases, the soul can end up exiting the body. See? Have you heard about some gurus exiting and dying during meditation, die during prayers non-stop? Have you heard? I've heard. I've not seen, but I have read about it in the past. About gurus, about shamans, about others, ulamas or whatever in the religion practice. They become so emotional with this being that we don't see that they just exit. Okay? And why would you do that? You don't know about your body. You don't know how it was fabricated. Why you do this? You don't understand because you know Sufi. You think you know everything. No, Sufi is nothing compared to metaphysics. Sufi is just the physical compared to what they are talking here right now. Sufi is nothing. It's just about metrics and just scarring the superficie of knowledge of our creation. Okay? Which greatly delays the physical ascension process by at least one lifetime. You see? When you die in this way, you to ascend again, you have to wait one lifetime. See? Then you have to start. When you come back from square one again. It's just like you have reached already. You are almost there on the end of the ladder. You are, let's say the ladder have 10 steps. You're on the 9 step. But before you reach the 10, you decide to do something stupid and you come down crashing. Then you have to ascend again step by step by step until you reach the 10 again. Everything happens in perfect divine time. If you understand this truth and align your various aspects to it, then you will be fine. Those that try and rush the ascension process, they are showing off. Showing off, that's why I don't care. I usually those who have an underlying fear that they are not good enough or not okay as they are. Correct? They don't accept the body they have, so they won't accept the others because they don't accept themselves. And that goes for many people around here who has the sense of victimism, Oh, because my ethnic group is the one who are target, we are the victim. Someone else is always have been demonizing eyes and stalking eyes and persecuting eyes through lifetime. Do you understand this kind of people? It's the same like this one. Victimism. People who has the complex of Stockholm. The Stockholm complex. Don't be like this. Just relax, man. What matters is your... Never mind you have a body or not. What matters is your consciousness. When you know who you are, everything else doesn't matter. Even your battles doesn't matter. For those, you know who you are, Abdul, who says that physical appearance in a woman, especially so, is the most important attribute that a human can have. Some people are so dense, very, very dense people that we shouldn't even associate with such people because we are going down to see them. This kind of people has no, like, I don't know, they don't have evolution, they don't have intelligence and wisdom. It's better not even to associate with such people and waste our energy on them. The master template activates most efficiently when you are completely accepting of yourself as you are. Correct. I agree. If your motivation to ascend is to get off this filthy, no good planet just to show off that you can glitter, there's one such Dolores, I don't know what Dolores or what, claiming that once you are zen, you become all greater. Yes, lady, correct, my old lady. However, once you glitter, once you become like a pure fire or glittering or shining, it's because you are dead already. That is your soul, or you're on the fourth dimension. You cannot have this here and everybody see you. Once this happens, nobody sees you on the 3D, on those on the 40D who are in the same vibration as you will be able to see you. That's why many people need to understand this. But no, they follow this so-called light worker or guru, etc. They follow them blindly. Those people, they just take the material straight from the box without assembling it minutiously in detail, and affix force the pieces together bit by bit by bit by bit without make a mistake and assemble it wrongly. Then it will become malfunctioning. You need to understand all that. You're not going to glitch and go around then everybody, what is this? Is a ascended master? Is it a ghost? Is a god? Who are you? Are you a goddess? You are shining. You are glittering. No, 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 no such thing. Once this happens, only few will be able to see you. The one who are in 3D will not see you anymore. It's not like that as it was put. You cannot just take things straight from the book and then take it straight from the book without break it into codes and explanations. Then you are likely to experience a lot of difficulties as you attempt to move forward. If you are avoiding you escape your humanity and think ascension is your ticket to heaven, then you are in for a rude awakening. Did not I say, even if indirectly, about all this nonsense of rituals? Rituals. Highly meditation and prayer. Did not I say? I know, I can feel it all. Before it happened, I feel. The caterpillar does not hate himself before spinning a cocoon and emerging as a butterfly. Correct. Very correct. It only happens with humans. Of course, me too. I cannot be a hypocrite. There's a time when I hate this word. But at the same time, I just, push my stomach around and go against the tide or whatever. Because I know that I need to do it. Whether I want it or not, I'll not give up until I get off this body. Okay? There's no other way for me but to carry on whether I want it or not. Okay? And how to do it? Courage. Knowledge. Courage. These two ingredients you need to navigate all this. Courage. Knowledge first, courage second, and then third is let go. He does not take drug design to accelerate the metamorphic process. Correct. Correctissimo. On the other hand, he does not sit around depressed as he contemplates losing his caterpillar form. Yeah, because they don't have free will and they don't have conscience like human does to choose differently and think differently. Over-attachment to the physical form of the 3D can be just as much a barrier as over-impatience. One of the things that is critical to your soul growth is recognizing the difference between ego resistance to and the inappropriateness of a particular method of process. For example, if you engage in a highly powerful process designed to trigger your attention template and you feel tired, uncomfortable, or anxious, it could be your ego's resistance to moving into attention, or it could be that the technique is not appropriate to your soul's vibration. Correct. Very correct and well explained. There are several ways of dealing with this situation. Unable, if you are unable to recognize the difference between ego resistance and inappropriateness, the simplest approach is to ask your God presence, your 12 density self, okay, to advise you as to how and when to engage in a trigger process. You can devise a signal that your God self will give you to alert you as to the appropriateness of a particular method. Some humans use muscle testing, pendulums, or dosing rods. Others receive a clairaudient or clairsentient sensation. Correct. This channel asked his God self to put him on the optimal path for soul growth. Many years ago, he continually asks that everything that he is guided to participate in for his highest soul growth, happiness, and well-being. You can ask your God self to steer you to the particular teachers and teachings that allow the most joyous and efficient experience of ascension. If you make this request daily in meditation, you will find that almost always any negativity you experience around a particular method or process of ascension activation will be due to ego resistance and not to inappropriateness. As you move through your ego resistance, as discussed in the psychology section, you will listen more and more to the true voice of your soul, and it will become easier and easier to know what is appropriate and what is not. The events taking place on your planet will serve to accelerate the activation of your ascension template as the processional alignment moves into position. The mutations caused by the EM bursts, the flares, will be integrated into your DNA and will activate many codes and keys, including the master template. The majority of you reading this book have already activated the basic template. Okay, the majority of us. Additional activations will be forthcoming. Your cells will continue to mutate as more and more scalar EM pulses enter the Earth's now. Eventually, you'll notice that you have stopped the aging and are getting sick. It happened to me a little bit. You have more energy and require less sleep. Yeah, correct. You will be drawn to a small quantity of your highly pure foods. Correct. I like already 2 days I don't eat. No, I eat but watermelon, banana, oranges, a bit of bread here, a bit of bread there. That's what I eat. Activities that used to be enjoyable suddenly lose their appeal, while other things will draw your attention. It does not matter how old your physical body is. Correct. Even if you are in your 70s or 80s, correct. You can still physically ascend if that is your soul's desire. Of course, why not? Then old people don't have the rights? Sure they do. Not all of you that are in sickly, degenerating bodies are going to want to go through the process of resurrection your physical form and keep it through the changes, in which case you will go through spiritual ascension as detailed earlier. Yeah, they will die. But that's okay, everybody dies. You will find that whatever choice you are making, the effects of that choice will become more noticeable as the earth ascends in vibration. If you have decided to live, your so-called terminal they decide to live, they. Yeah, basically half yes, half no. Sometimes we choose to live through illness here, sometimes not. But it's not totally their decision, I'm so sorry. If you have decided to live, your so-called terminal illness might kick you out of the body much sooner than you were planning on. On the other hand, if you thought it might take years to start looking younger and more vibrant, you might be in for a pleasant surprise. Yeah, that's why people nowadays are age very slow than we did before. The 50s of today is like the 40s or 30s of yesterday.